Hi guys,
Hello.
we're here for a Math Monday, and we don't know what to talk about, so we're going to upload. We're not going to upload anything. We're going to do a never have I ever. So
Don't forget to put clean on there. Oh, you looked up a movie. There we go.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. Never have I ever shoplifted. I think I have when I was a little kid.
I have long time ago.
I think I stole like candy a few times when I was a kid, or maybe like a little toy or something.
Yeah.
Well, I know your answer for the next one. Never have I ever fainted.
Uh, I have fainted so many times it's ridiculous.
I think I had when I was a little kid. I used to be able to stay up as late as I wanted on the weekends. I sleep downstairs. I one time because we didn't have the remote downstairs, I got up to change the channel on TV at like 2 a.m. in the morning, but my the low blood pressure hit me really bad, and I collapsed. And when I woke up, the next show had started playing. Like I had slept through, like I had fainted whatever for a solid like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have orthostatic hypotension. So a lot of times when I stand up, my blood doesn't pump fast enough to get to my head and I pass out. Like literally pass out. Because there's not enough oxygen going to my head, I guess. Anyway, go ahead, ask next.
Never have I ever hitchhiked.
No, I have not.
Me neither.
Nope, never hitchhiked.
Never have I ever been arrested. I have
Nope.
not. Okay. Never have I ever gone surfing. I don't even know how to swim. I don't think you do either, do you? No.
Nope, never learned how to swim.
These are weird questions. Never have I ever been electrocuted. Have you ever had like a really strong shock outside of static electricity?
It seems to me like I have, but nothing like that I had to go to the hospital for.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew one time stuck a penny in a light socket.
Oh no.
And you'd think a penny can't fit in a light socket, which is very true.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a plug plugged into the light socket, and he stuck the penny between the plug and the wall.
Yeah.
So it shocked him pretty good and burnt up the electrical outlet.
I did something similar when I was a kid. I had something plugged into the wall. I think it was like a night light, and I draped a necklace over it. Back in the big house in Indiana, and it didn't shock me though, but it burnt off the socket. I think also one time one of my aquarium heaters had a. I loaned it to a friend, and her bird chewed up the cord. So there was exposed wires in the cord, and when I reached my hand into the fish tank, I got a really bad shock because it was plugged in. I know we both know the answer for this one. Never have I ever gotten stitches.
I've gotten stitches a few times.
Me too.
Oh, at least 30 times probably.
Mm-hmm. I think I counted.
And more times that I should have, like right here and right here and over here.
I think I counted all the staple marks. I have a mark. They're not really stitches, but they're close enough. Because every staple I got when I had my surgeries left a mark. Like its own two sets of two little dots.
Yeah, I had something on my belly where they stapled me.
And I think I counted 100 no, I want to say 175, but I think it was probably like 75 staples that were in my legs from all my surgeries. Never have I ever gone hunting. I have not. That I remember. Have you ever been hunting?
Your dad might have taken you hunting. I've never shot a gun off.
Yeah.
Never been hunting. Fishing,
Yeah.
that's kind of hunting,
If
but
we're counting fishing, I've also been hunting. Never have I ever gone vegan. I used to be pescatarian, but not vegan. You know that, but have you ever? Never have I ever bungee jumped.
nope.
Never have I ever broken a bone. I'm going to say accidentally, not via surgery.
Nope. I've never broken a bone.
It's debatable whether or not I broke my pinky toe, but I'm not sure because I never went to a hospital for it. Never have I ever eaten food which was out of date. I definitely have.
I think we all have.
Yeah, like if the milk still smells fine, it's good. If
Yeah.
you know, especially like unopened stuff. Never have I ever wished to be as rich as Bill Gates.
I have never.
I want to be rich. I want. I wish. Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't mind having money, but I don't know about Bill Gates, rich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess at that point it's kind of. Never have I ever laughed about someone's laughing. I literally did that 30 seconds before we started recording. Remember?
Yes.
Well, she put on my mask for me, and I don't remember what I did, but it made her laugh, and I started laughing at her. Have you ever done that? I feel like that's just a thing people do.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much something that everybody's done at one point or another.
Yeah. Never have I ever driven a car at its maximum speed limit.
No, you have not.
I know I haven't. Have you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Never have I ever lost the keys to my house and slept outside.
Nope.
I've never done that either.
Mostly because we never leave our house.
Yeah. Never. Okay, this one. You. Never have I ever wanted to be reborn as a dog.
Every day.
You remember when I was a little kid, I thought I used to be a dog, remember? Like, I thought I was supposed to be a dog or that I was a dog in a previous life, and I sat there and cried about my past life. Never have I ever been a bully. So have you ever bullied anybody? I honestly think I have. There was a girl, especially in high school, there was a girl, it was Seth's ex, who was, like, really mean, like, really rude to everybody, even though...
Patience?
Yeah, patience. I think that honestly kind of crossed the line into bullying. We all made fun of her, and that was...
then yes, that's kind of bullying.
Yeah, that was kind of bad of me. I feel bad about that, but... She lied about everybody. Like, she came up with rumors about people and told people that... all kinds of crazy stuff. Never have I ever dropped Mentos into Coke or Pepsi. I don't think I actually have.
I know I have not.
Mm-hmm.
I like my Pepsi plain.
Never have I ever lied about being related to someone on TV. I haven't done that.
Nope. I'm not related to anybody on TV.
Well, it's lying about it. Like, did you ever say, oh, I'm related to so-and-so?
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Never have I ever really liked a song by Justin Bieber.
I like Justin Bieber.
Yeah. I think I used to really like his song, As Long As You Love Me. Like, I was obsessed with it for like 3 weeks. Never have I ever broken the law. I have. Like, I mean, I definitely have, like, broken, like, the smaller laws. Like, I've never killed anybody or anything, but I've, like, the smaller ones. Like, jaywalking is against the law.
I was going to say, crossing the street without looking both ways.
Yeah. Jaywalking is against the law. We both said that we shoplift, so that's breaking the law.
Yeah.
Never have I ever bet on something. I don't think I have.
You might not have, but I think I have. Not like a casino or anything, but I think I bet like friends stuff.
I think I sort of have, but it's never been like an actual serious thing.
Like at lunchtime when I used to be in high school, we'd make bets with each other and we'd end up losing our food because the other person won it.
Never have I ever done a handstand with one hand. Absolutely not.
Nope.
Never have I ever stalked an ex-boyfriend or an ex's boyfriend. This is for, okay, I'll say an ex's girlfriend, I don't care, on social media.
What was the question?
Never have I ever stalked an ex's boyfriend or girlfriend, like your ex left you or you left your ex and they found another person. Did you ever stalk that other person on social media?
No.
I
But
think,
I'm sure your dad did me.
oh my gosh, I'm sure. I still talk to Seth and his wife, so that's my only ex. I don't know what to say about that. Um, Never have I ever lied to a friend to avoid a greater evil.
Oh. I can't remember a time that I lied to my friend, but nobody's perfect, so I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure I've had a white lie, like a small, like, oh yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. Something I don't want to do. Never have I ever escaped from class.
Escaped from class?
I guess like snuck out halfway through.
No.
Yeah, I haven't either. Never have I ever had an open relationship. I have not.
Apparently, I didn't know it, but my husbands thought they were in an
Oh
open
my God.
relationship.
Okay, the screen froze, so let me reopen this. Excuse me. Oh, no wonder these are all towards men. It's the website we're on is called Man Intelligence. Let's see. Never. Oh, where is that? Never have I ever cheated on a test.
I think in middle school I cheated on a test once. Still failed it, but I cheated.
I think I cheated on a one of my Spanish, and in my last year of high school I took Rosetta Stone. I took screenshots of the previous questions because the previous questions would be answers for questions later on. I took pictures of them because I had to blow through like I think it was like a year's worth of stuff in one semester. So it took forever. Never have I ever grabbed the wrong person's hand. I definitely have when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I have.
Like I'd be looking for you in the store and I'd run up to a random lady and grab her hand.
Yeah, I used to do that when I was with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
When I was little too. But it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten in the wrong people's cars before, thinking it was our car.
Mm.
You get in and you're like,
yeah.
Nope.
Remember
car.
when I first moved back in Indiana, back to you in Indiana, when I lived in Colorado?
Yeah.
Our next door neighbors had an identical car, like same year, same make, same model, same everything, and they didn't lock their car. So I went in and out of their car like 10 times trying to find something for you. Because I didn't know.
And you were like, it's not in there. I'm like, yes, it is.
Never have I ever stolen a friend's story and pretended it happened to me. I can't think of an example, but I'm pretty sure I've done this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never have I ever fed my dinner to the dog when Mom wasn't looking.
We didn't have a dog growing up,
Yeah.
so
I feed Jasper a little bit of everything I eat as long as it's not gonna hurt him. Like he'll have a little bite of something, but I don't think you really care about that. He's skinny as hell, anyways. Never have I ever been terrified of a theme park ride.
No, I have not.
I think my first time I was on a roller coaster, I was pretty freaked out. Then I ended up loving it. But I wasn't like terrified. I was just really nervous. Never have I ever had a crush on two people at once. I didn't have very many crushes growing up. I crush on celebrities, and that's it.
I don't think I've ever had a crush on anybody. Any two people at the same time.
Never have I ever driven 2 hours to see someone for just 15 minutes. I've never.
Yes, I have.
Never have I ever read War and Peace. I have not.
Nope, never heard of it.
Never have I ever eaten a Big Mac. I have.
Oh, I've eaten more than my share of Big Macs.
Never have I ever wanted to change my gender. I have not. You ever felt like you were... Never have I ever envied people with extrasensory abilities. So, like, mediums and psychics.
What about them?
Have you ever, like, been jealous of them? Like, wish you were like that? I think I wanted to be a medium as a kid. Never have I ever seen a cactus blooming. So have you ever seen a cactus with flowers? I have.
Of course, you're related to your dad.
Never have I ever worn Prada. I have not.
Nope.
Never have I ever tried to count all the stars in the sky. I definitely did that when I was a kid. I tried to count them all.
Nope.
Never have I ever deleted my photo from a social media network because it has not received many likes. I don't post photos online very often, if at all.
Have I ever removed it because it didn't have
Yeah.
enough likes? No.
Yeah. Never have I ever made a snow angel.
Yes, you have.
Have you?
Yes.
Never have I ever snuck out of a restaurant without paying the bill. You ever dine and dash, Mom?
No. I'm barely dying, much less dash.
Never. I have not either. Never have I ever gotten trapped in an elevator.
Nope.
I don't think I have either. When I went to TPCC, the college, their elevator creaked and screeched the whole time. It was terrifying. Never have I ever been out of the country. I have not.
I have.
No.
Went to Norway.
Never have I ever re-gifted a gift card. I think I have, but it's been like gift cards that I was never gonna use. And I was like, oh hey, you would want this. Like I appreciate the gift, but there's no point in me keeping something that I'm never gonna spend. Have you?
No. I don't know that I've ever gotten a gift card.
Never have I ever flown in a helicopter.
Yes, I have.
I don't think I have. Yeah. Never have I ever been on stage in front of a crowd. I have not. Have you?
Your graduation.
Oh, yeah. I guess also when I went to Hawaii, we went to some kind of luau, and I went on stage, and I learned a hula dance in front of everybody. Never have I ever lied in a job interview. I don't think I have. Never have I ever stalked a crush. I have not. Never have I ever sung karaoke.
I don't know if you have or not.
I don't think I have. Have you?
No.
Never have I ever double dated.
No.
I don't. Actually, no, I have. Because when Seth and I came up here with you for vacation, came to Indiana for vacation, Jackie, her fiance, Seth and I went and played Pokemon Go downtown.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I guess I count that as a double date. Never have I ever refused a kiss. I don't know. I don't think I have. Have you?
Oh, I'm sure I have.
Never have I ever been on a dating website. I have.
Yes, I have.
Never have I ever cleared my phone or computer history. I have.
Yep.
Never have I ever dated someone for more than a year. I have. I've dated one person and I dated him for like 6 years. Probably closer to like 4 or 5, but you have too. You dated someone long enough to have 2 kids with them. Never have I ever stood someone up. I've not. Never have I ever eaten at a restaurant by myself. I mean, I've gone to Starbucks by myself when I worked at the pet store. Like before my shift started, I'd go to Starbucks and eat something. Have you? Never have I ever stuck gum under a chair. I have not, but that's because I swallow gum. I just swallow it. I read a thing like 10 years ago that it's actually not harmful and that's just a myth that it'll cause problems, so I just swallow it.
Yeah, just a myth.
I'll spit it out if I'm like by a trash can, but if like I'm out somewhere and I'm tired of it, I just swallow it. Never have I ever kept a partner's item of clothing so I can sniff it. I don't think I've done that.
No, I have not.
Never have I ever misspelled beautiful. The word beautiful. I have not because I watched Bruce Almighty as a kid. And Jim Carrey always spelled out beautiful like 5 times in that movie. So I just was like, beautiful. And that's just every time I see the word, that's how I think of it.
If I did misspell it, it would have been in my elementary days.
Mm. Never have I ever been broken up with for being immature. No one's ever broken up with me before, so. I've broken up with other people, but no one's ever broken up with me, is what I'm saying. Has anyone broken up with you for being immature? Okay. Never have I ever been out in the rain and really enjoyed it. I think I have. I mean, I
love being out in the rain.
Yeah, I'm not actually, especially when I was in Hawaii, and it rained, but it was still warm. So you weren't cold. It was amazing. And then we got a hurricane and had to hide. And the power went out in our hotel. Never have I ever shown up to work a little drunk. I showed up to work hungover a couple of times, but not drunk. Yep.
No, but when's the last time I worked?
Yeah. Oh, true. Like when you were like 20. Never have I ever taken credit for someone else's work. I think there's been a couple of times where someone has done something and then they're like, oh, good job, Michelle. And I was like, sure.
Right on.
Yeah. But I've never been like, I did this. In school especially, I was the one where people took credit for my work. Never have I ever played with the line of ants in the kitchen. I think I have, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Have you?
Mm-mm.
Never have I ever kicked an anthill.
Yes, I have.
I don't think I've kicked one, but I know I tried to dig one up once. And then I felt really bad when I saw them carrying their babies to a new location. And I stopped and I cried a little bit. Never have I ever said sorry to an insect I killed. This is really cringy, but I once wrote a really long poem on Facebook for an isopod, or pillbug, or roly-poly I accidentally stepped on. So basically, never have I ever made a fake Instagram account to creep on someone. Definitely never done that. Yeah, I don't think so. Never have I ever tasted soap. I have. Like, I don't remember. I think I've accidentally gotten soap in my mouth. Never have I ever licked my plate clean. I do that all the time. Not every time, but all the time.
You lick your plate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not? Free food. Never have I ever run into a sliding glass door.
I don't know, but growing up we used to have sliding glass doors. And every time my parents would have a get-together or whatever, people were constantly smacking right into that glass door.
When I worked at the pet store, we had the automatic doors on the outside, and then inside the store we had a second set of manual doors. And it was to keep dogs from running out, and escaping. If they got off leash in the store. But so many people would be like super rude to me and then turn around and storm off and smack straight into the the doors. And I had to keep a straight face after that. Let's see. Never have I ever friended a stranger on social media. I've done that.
Yes, I have.
Never have I ever sat with an outcast at lunch. I was the outcast at lunch. People sat with me. That was my strategy every time I started a new school. I sat by myself until the other weird kids sat by me and like forced themselves on me, and then we were friends. Never have I ever been banned by a social media site. I've not.
No.
Never have I ever slept on a cold, hard floor. I think I've actually done that. We went camping with the Girl Scout troop once, and I kept falling out of the bed, so I just slept on the floor. After like the second night of waking up on the floor, I just slept on the floor.
What was the question? Have you ever fell out of bed?
No, have you ever slept on a cold, hard floor?
Yeah, I'm sure I did when I was young.
Never have I ever taken a funny picture of my friend while sleeping. No. So, like, if your friend's over and they're asleep, you took a picture.
I used to take pictures of you guys all the time when you were sleeping.
Never have I pulled a push door. Everyone does that. So, if the door is a push door, pull it. You ever done that? Okay. Never have I ever got lost on a vacation.
No, I did.
I have that to fan myself with. I feel like some parts of mine is still sticky. I'm sure. I don't know if I did. Not that I remember. Never have I ever lost weight from stress. I lost a lot of weight when I was depressed. But I don't know if that was from stress or not. You ever lost weight from stress?
I have no idea what makes me gain and lose weight. Probably. Because I was a size 8. And now I'm a size 22, so.
This is a weird one. Never have I ever seen a goose dancing.
I don't think I've ever seen a goose dance, but I've seen them waddle.
Mm-hmm. Never have I ever licked my fingers after eating delicious food. I'm sure I've done that as a kid.
If you lick your plate, I'm sure you lick your fingers too.
Never have I eaten food in a supermarket without purchasing. I've eaten the free samples. I'm sure I've eaten like a grape or something, but I've never like stolen food. I mean, eating the grape is technically stealing, but I was a kid. You ever done that?
Stolen a grape?
No, have you ever eaten food at Walmart without, or a supermarket without buying it?
No, sometimes I'll open a soda and drink some of it before I check out because I'm so thirsty, but.
Never have I ever eaten food from the garbage. I've not. You ever eat trash? Never have I ever received a traffic violation. I have not. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not answering the questions, Mom.
Oh. Sorry.
Never have I ever snooped through a family member's or friend's belongings without them knowing. I used to go through your stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I probably have when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. Never have I ever walked over 5 miles when Dad kicked me out. I think it ended up being like I was walking for 3 hours with no water in July in El Paso. It was so bad. Never have I ever picked up a hitchhiker.
No.
Me neither. Never have I ever gotten into a physical altercation with a good friend. I've never gotten in a physical fight with anybody.
Me neither.
Except maybe like my brothers when we were playing. Never have I ever lied to get out of going to work. I've definitely done that. I hate working. Have you?
Yeah, I don't work.
Not even before.
Mm,
So I'll just say, have you ever lied to get out of doing something?
okay.
Like a grocery. Yeah. Never have I ever accidentally worn shoes on the wrong feet without noticing. I mean, I'll say besides as a kid. I think I have a couple of times as an adult, but I usually remember like after as I take the first step, I'm like, oh, that's not right. Yep.
No, I don't think I've ever worn them on the wrong feet.
Never have I ever saved someone's life. I guess you told me that that one time when you had to, I forget why you had to go to the hospital. You had to go to the hospital. I was the one who called the ambulance for you. Like you were apparently calling my name for like an hour, but I was asleep. I couldn't hear you. But I finally woke up and called the ambulance for you, and you told me later on that if I had waited another hour, you would have died. That the doctors told you. Never have I ever missed my plane. I've never done that.
I have. And it sucked.
Yeah. Never have I ever forgotten the birthday of a family member. Travis's last birthday, I realized that his birthday was coming like 2 days beforehand.
Yeah, we're really bad about birthdays.
Yeah. I mean, I know everybody's birthdays. I know I used to get Travis and Seth's mixed up a lot. Never have I ever broken someone's heart. I've done that. I didn't mean to, but I did that.
Whose heart?
Seth's. I wrecked him. I messed him up. And I left him.
Yeah, that was not completely your fault.
Yeah, it wasn't completely my fault, but it still broke his heart. Never have I ever gone more than 1 day without showering. I do that all the time. It's bad for you to shower every day. How about you? I know that answer. That's a stupid question.
No, I do not shower every day.
That's how you dry out your hair and your skin. And never have I ever felt like I was in real danger. I used to get panic attacks where I thought someone was gonna kill me when I was a kid. Also, again, when Dad kicked me out, I had to cross under this giant bridge, like highway bridge, and there was like a bunch of homeless people down there, and I was scared they were gonna attack me.
It's already been 32 minutes. This mask's only supposed to take 15 minutes to dry.
I guess we put it on a little thick. Never have I ever eavesdropped on a conversation. I used to do that all the time as a kid. You'd be sitting up front with like Stacy or Nat or Jenna, and I'd be sitting there in the back listening to every single word that came out of your mouth. I don't know if y'all knew I was listening, but I was so listening. Have you ever eavesdropped on a conversation?
Of course I have.
Never have I ever sent a text message I ended up regretting. I have. I'm very bad at knowing like how what I say is going to affect the other person, and things that I think they're going to be grateful for or they're going to appreciate ends up being something that hurts their feelings.
Yeah.
Never have I ever quit my job. I've quit all my jobs. I've never been fired.
Well, you got laid off that once, but then they rehired you.
What? When I worked at the pet store?
Yeah.
They didn't lay me off. They chose me as an essential worker and made me keep working.
I know, but they fired you first.
Oh, yeah. They fired me. They said they were going to ask me to leave. Or ask me to resign. But then it got cleared up the next day, so I got to stay. Never have I ever lied to someone. That's a stupid question. Of course we have.
The mask is nice.
Never have I ever had a near-death experience.
Well,
I haven't. But
several times.
Yeah.
Is it dry? Should be dry.
It's still tacky here. Never have I ever been in handcuffs for any reason. I've never been in handcuffs. Have you ever been in handcuffs?
Yes. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, I know exactly what you mean by that. I'm not gonna press you. Never have I ever been slapped across the face. I have.
Ow, ow. Just found a big chunk of hair stuck in this.
Have you ever been slapped across the face, Mom?
No, but you have.
Yep.
She swore at me once, and I told her
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't that I had a problem with her swearing. It was just she swore at me. It wasn't just a swear word. I said, if you ever do that again, I'm going to smack you. And the next word that came out of her mouth was the B word. And so, oh gosh, how old were you, 12?
No, I was in high. I think I must have been
Somewhere around
13,
12.
14.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And so I smacked her. And she promptly packed a bag and ran away to the backyard.
It wasn't exactly. It was like a neighbor's backyard. It was like a place I used to go to hide. Never have I ever lost my keys. Never. Not even once.
Never, ever. Not even a mailbox key, Michelle.
Have you ever lost your keys, Mom?
Oh, yeah. Never in a place where I didn't find them.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Never have I ever cried myself to sleep. I've done that.
I should peel off now. It's all peeling.
Yeah, I mean, I've been picking at it under my nose, but it's still soft on my cheeks. Never have I ever been in a relationship with someone whom I did not love. I've never done that. Have you ever been in a relationship with someone you didn't love?
Yeah.
Never have I ever posted pictures of food on my Instagram account. I don't have an Instagram, so. Actually, that's a lie. I used to have an Instagram for Dexter, but I don't use it. I think all this stuff.
It's all wet still?
Mm-hmm.
Should be able to roll it right off.
Never have I ever had a conversation with someone famous. You ever spoken to someone famous?
Nope.
Yeah. I've spoken to some yeah. See, it's.
Oh, just take that and rub it on your face.
I've spoken to some decently popular YouTubers, but no one not even any with 1 million subscribers even. Never have I ever been stung by a bee. I've not. I got Travis stung by a bee once.
A wasp.
It was a wasp. No. Okay, that's all the questions. It was. Oh, I missed one. Never have I ever dreamed of being famous.
Nope. Never wanted to be
Really?
famous. Nope.
I did.
Not at all.
I want to be a famous actress. I want to be a famous writer.
Was that mask painful?
No.
I thought it was probably the least painful peel-off mask I've ever used.
Mm-hmm.
If you go get that mask, I'll show them what we used. Because a lot of people like peel-off masks, but they become way too painful. We got this at,
Five Below?
but yeah, Five Below. And this is what we used today.
It's hard to tell on camera, but it's got a nice shimmer to it.
It's a rose gold peel-off mask. And, it actually does not hurt when you take it off. So,
Apply it in a thin layer, though. Thick parts take forever to dry.
yeah. But this is a really good mask. I also have the black peel off mask from Shop Miss A. Now that one is very painful.
That's how you know it's cleaning your pores.
This one's not painful, but the black one from Shop Miss A, I like how feel my skin. I like how soft it makes my skin. But I don't like it to be painful. So, and Monty, thank you so much for telling me how to get rid of that. It's almost gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
All that dried up. I don't know what was wrong with my chin, but it was not holding makeup and it was not doing what I wanted. Monty told me to start using some nose pore strips on it. So that's what I've been using, is watermelon pore strips. If you want to go get one, I'll show them to you. They're in the box on the wall. So these are the pore strips that I've been using. Watermelon ones from Five Below. And you get 10 for $3, I think. 8 for $3. And that one's a cucumber. You want to...
Watermelon.
Oh, I gave you 2? You only have one nose. You have to wet your nose first.
You want me to go do that?
Oh, you can. If you want, you can go. You can use that one. I'll probably use one on my chin today at some point, but right now I don't have the energy to get up to go get water to put on my chin. Unless Michelle wants to bring me a wash rag, a wet one. Trying to see if it smells like watermelon.
Yes, it does not.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't to me. It smells like chemicals.
Well, once you wet it.
Does it go like that?
Yeah.
Or like that?
Like that. And then you wet the outside of it. And then you wait for it to dry. Can you bring me a wet washcloth?
It doesn't smell like watermelon.
Oh, it does so.
It's not. It smells like rubber.
You don't smell the watermelon in there? Make sure you get it real pressed in those corners.
That one smells vaguely like watermelon. The one I have in my nose just smells like rubber. Like a really tire shop, strong rubber. Not a pleasant smell at all.
Where did the...
What?
Why isn't it sticky?
It wasn't sticky when I put it on.
Oh, it wasn't?
I guess if I touch it and then smell my finger, it very vaguely has a very slight watermelon after smell. But I'm mostly just getting chemicals and yeah, vague, slight sweetness to it.
I can smell it. It's vegan.
That's good.
I also had, when I went, I had also picked up these cucumber ones. I have not tried these yet, so I don't know how well they work. And it's kind of hard to talk with this thing on my chin. But that's what we're up to today, guys. Just those. We could have put these on the beginning and if we would have thought about it, but we're not going to make you sit here and wait for us to peel these off. And we love you guys, and happy Mask Monday. Next week, probably on Saturday, Friday or Saturday next week, this week, Friday or Saturday, I'm going to put a post up on Instagram if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask us that we could answer, during our Mask Mondays. That would be cool. Because we don't have a lot to talk about since we already know each other really well. But anything you guys would like to know about us, about her, about me, about us, about my boys, anything, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer. So, we love you guys. Take care.